following contains coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Na jó van.
Elindított?
Én itt vagyok Magyarországon, ha azért értem, és elhozott kihozott engem, nem is fél vagyok. Marian. Találkoztunk két haverról itten. Eljönni ilyen klassz, ilyen kis éttermi helyen. Hogy leülünk pálinkázni. Én meg ezt mindenki tudja, hogy nem vagyok egy iszákos. Jaj, mutatok neked egy videót majd később, olyan fogod imádni. Úgy át voltam baszva egyszer. Na. Kicsit kemény ez a pálinka. Nem iszok, de most nevetségnek most iszok megint. Mindenkinek. Hú, ez meleg. Most te mondtad, hogy csináljuk most kétszer, most akkor megint. Ez elég lesz azért untig egész hétig. Júj! Ez meleg. Ez egy kicsit meleg. I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I should have video rolling so I could record our conversation about, oh, I'm back. But I'm not gonna, because it's like, well, I don't want to be doing that. Like, I want to be part of life, and I don't need to record everything in my life. No one gives a shit. It's like, I don't even fucking care.
Wanting to make this film, making this the last film that I make. I'm not quite sure why I'm recording this exactly. It's the filmmaker in me, I guess. Things have changed a lot for me.
Sitting here, that is Attila, who then had quotes around the followed by an ellipsis. So you can interpret that how you like, but here he comes. So this is an exciting one because this is just a person who happened to be here, and he's working on a novel as this starts to evolve. You're going to read an excerpt from that, is that right?
Yes, I am. If
Amazing.
I may move this hat.
Of course.
Thank you. I didn't know whose it was. I didn't want to just touch it.
No, that's great. Just be warned, the magnet in there might not be kind to your machine.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
I see, says the blind man.
Feel free to use the table.
The tablet, yes.
Tech to flail. So, Attila, I'm going to hand you the mic now, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was quite an interesting moment that you've got this going on here, and I was just sitting here pretending like I'm working on my laptop, but truly watching YouTube videos. So, yeah, I kind of had heard that there was some sort of a live reading going on here, and I had to think about it in my mind for a second. Because originally I wanted to jump up and read something, and also because I hadn't been on stage in about 5 years. And then I thought, why not read an excerpt from my novel that I'm working on right now? So I'm going to give you a little backstory so you kind of get an idea of what this novel's about and what this excerpt means. It's really quite a short piece. I'm still trying to figure out how to throw it together. Now, I mention a couple in my novel. The couple's name is Sean and Arthur. They're a couple of friends of mine I met about 15 years ago. And they kind of had that stereotypical life by the beach that we all kind of think about. Yeah, quit your job, move to the beach, and sell coffees. They did it. One had a job working for an insurance company, and one was working designing logos for driving companies. Really not that fun. So they sold their apartment, and they moved to Spain. They opened a coffee shop, and that's where they've been living. And I love that they did this so simply in a way. And I think it's a wonderful thing that they're doing what they want. So I do mention in there that I'm sort of envious of them because I've been trying to attain certain goals, and we all have goals. And I think that's a really cool one. Now, this excerpt is from my novel. As you mentioned, the. That is the title of my novel. The ... And that's because my name's Attila. And the constant joke in my life is, Attila the Hun? Like, yeah, Attila the Hun. It's either that or, are you hungry? Like, yeah, that's really original. I'm very hungry, thanks. So eventually I came up with the title of The because what am I? Am I a Hun? Am I a Hungarian? Am I a waiter at a restaurant? Am I a writer? We're so many things in our lives. But I'm still trying to figure that out. In a way, because lives are always changing and goals always change, and one interest becomes another interest. And so I find myself in Canada now, and I actually was born in Europe. And I never really knew my grandmother. And this excerpt is about her death. And I saw my grandmother, it was almost 20 years ago, the last time I saw her. And it's interesting because I ended up going back to Europe originally because my uncle had passed away. And I started to put together a documentary about his life. He was an actor and performer. And ironically, through that, I found out that the documentary wasn't even about him. It was about me the whole time.
So, this is horribly dark. Oh my god. So, I was just at a bar, and I just happened to go and ask this gentleman at the bar whether he knew my uncle. And I started talking to him, and he knew him. He was actually friends with him, second person. And the great thing about it is that he when my uncle died, there was this bust that we made of him, and we thought it was gone, thrown away, but it's still there. Well, they moved it to a new place, but he knows where it is. I'm gonna go there now. I just called my cousin, and she's gonna tell me the exact address.
And as I was writing my journals, I realized there's a story to tell here, because everyone goes through similar issues, and I thought maybe people would like to hear what I went through. Because I know when I struggled, I went online, went to YouTube, and read books, and what did you all go through when your grandmother passed away, your grandfather passed away? So I went to Europe to shoot this documentary, and I thought, while I'm there, I'm going to go see my grandmother, whom I actually had no idea where she was, and I kind of had to turn into a sleuth to find her. And I went around Europe, all over, you name it, from left to right, to France, to Hungary, to Switzerland, by car, by air, by backpack, by mule, by drunken taxi cab drivers, everything. And I finally had discovered my grandmother was in a hospital. And so I found her in this hospital, horrible conditions. The thing is, in Hungary, it's a tipping system. The more you tip, the better they take care of you. So effectively, I had to take care of my grandmother in the hospital as if I was the doctor or the nurse. I don't even know why she was there, because I could have done that at home. I saw her, finally, after 20-odd years. She remembered me amazingly, and then she passed away. What can I say about that? And it's been in my mind the whole time. And I had to write about this because I find myself going to Europe to make a documentary about my uncle who died, and I ended up meeting my grandmother after 20 years, who, surprisingly, in a way, remembers me and doesn't remember anyone else, but recognized me. But her memory's shot to hell. and then she passes away the next day. So this was me reflecting on that, and in a way, my fear of not wanting to end up that way. In a horrible hospital where no one really takes care of you unless you pay them a ton of money, unfortunately. There are very few memories I have of my grandmother. The one I do have, at least the angle, came from a home movie about 20 years ago. As I actually write this now, it frightens me to think of that time, the time that has passed. And I know more will pass. And that I might be like her in the end. You know, I saw a man last night too, at Earl's, who was on his last legs. I couldn't stop looking at him. Who could, you know? I was half frozen, tunnel vision with the sides blurred, leading to a clear tip point. It's true, I've done nothing with my life. I think of what I plan to do and what I should do. I realize I don't think I can do it. I mean, the should and all is easy, like donating to some African charity or building houses for the poor, but it's this idea of owning a cafe, that's kind of not possible in my head. Planning your future. My grandmother had plans, my uncle had plans, and it didn't happen. I want things, and it upsets me when I don't get them. Because the reality is we don't get what we want, we can't be what we want. You know, they always tell you, yeah, you can be anything you want when you grow up. Well, unless you're American, you're not going to be president. Not that I want to be president at all. I envy most people for their ignorance. Like childhood, when you don't know any better. It's always enjoyable till you're educated about what it actually means to be an adult. And it's not so easy. It's not always that fun. They'll all get there. To that scared, emotional point we're at, I mean, we all do it. But I truly do envy my friends Sean and Arthur. They made it seem so easy, even though that's from the outside looking in. So, you know, I'm not even sure entirely about when I wrote that. And I don't even remember writing some of it. I think I must have been drunk, because I was pretty emotional there. Pretty much, as you can hear, like, in a way, I was pissed off and upset. But I think reading it back and thinking about losing someone that you've never met, it makes you think about myself and actually look at, who am I? Because I never met this woman until the last minute. And what that means. So I think I share that for people because I think every once in a while we should reflect and not wait 20 years to think about who we are.
Thank you, Attila. Thank you very much. You good?